Hi, my name is Tara Moeller. I'm a certified life coach and founder of Motherhood Balanced. I'm dedicated to helping high achieving women be the mother and career woman that they've always envisioned. And I totally believe that the and is possible. It took me a lot of work, but I was able to get there in the last few years, and I really love helping other women do the same thing. So I'm here today talking specifically about presence and being present with those who matter most after the workday is done. I've discovered that there's really three key tactics around doing this. The first is what I'm going to be focusing today on, and that is creating a transition process. A transition process is really, really important because oftentimes we are just jumping from one thing to the next. And that, we're doing that to primarily save time, really, and try to get a lot of things done and be productive. But it doesn't help us in this goal of being present with our family, right? So one of the things I realized was that a few years ago, right, when COVID initially hit, I was sent to work from home. And while there were so many benefits of me working from home, one that I didn't realize, one not benefit that I didn't realize, was that I lost my commute. Now, my commute, right, I used to see it as this really negative time wasting thing, but I realized there was one thing happening during my commute that was really necessary. And for me, that was transitioning, right, my mind from work to home. And it's not like I did it on purpose. It was just something that happened, right? I would turn on some music, or I'd start listening to a podcast, or sometimes I would just drive in complete silence, which was amazing, right? Until I picked my kids up from daycare. But when I lost this commute, I also lost that time to transition from work to home. And I could see how it was really starting to negatively impact me. So I created this process that I call a transition process that really helped me just regain that control and that transition back. So I took control of this process in order to be the person I wanted to be when I arrived home. Right? And arriving home for me now is sometimes just literally walking out of my basement office door and I'm home, right? And my kids are all there and playing, and it's like, already, right? So I need to take that time. That 10 minutes is what I recommend, is that you just schedule 10 minutes to purposely transition from work to home, and do it in these 4 steps. So here we go, getting to the steps. Step number 1 is decide on your quitting time. So actually make a boundary with yourself, a pact with yourself, that you're going to quit work at a certain time. That's step number 1. Step number 2 is then now at that time, right, physically shutting down all of your work tools. I actually do set a timer on my phone. It goes off every single workday. That 10 minutes before my quitting time, it actually gives me a reminder to start wrapping up, and then I can send that last email or that last, write that last thing on my to-do list, maybe that I didn't get done, right? But I'm literally kind of wrapping things up in that last 10 minutes, and I'm physically then shutting down my work tools. That means sometimes turning my computer off. I'm definitely signing out of my Teams, and I'm closing my email. Now, if you also use Microsoft Teams, I really like it because when you sign out, it actually gives you this little notification if someone's trying to chat with you that, Tara Moeller is out and may not respond, right? Just kind of away out of Teams. And I really like this because it allows people to understand, right, and not expect an immediate response. So sometimes I'll even put on there, I always keep my calendar actually up to date with what my starting times and my ending times are as well, just so people can see if they're curious. But if anything is a true emergency, right, they know how to contact me, and it's not Microsoft Teams. So I don't have Microsoft Teams or email loaded on my laptop, because when I shut down my work tools, that is to me meaning that I'm transitioning, right? I am quitting work for the day. So that's that second step. That third step, though, is critically important to make you feel good about shutting down the workday. Listen, there's always going to be more to do, right? I have just realized I'm going to die with a to-do list, and I just have to accept that. There's always going to be one more thing I want to do. There's always going to be something that I know I could do better, right? Or finish up real quick. But this step, number 3, really helps with allowing you to just mentally close down and be okay with that. Feel good about that. So the step 3 is taking a moment, right? Taking just a couple minutes to write down all of your wins and things you were able to accomplish that day. Now, some of these things may be intangibles, right? So maybe you actually were there for a coworker when they were, really struggling with something, either personal or a work project. So it wasn't something that was like even on your to-do list, but you were able to feel good about that work. Maybe you were able to make progress on a really big deliverable. That whole deliverable isn't finished, but you were able to definitely get a certain part done. So write that down on your win list, right? So once you're able to actually see, and trust me, just don't go through it in your head. Write it down. And there is something about writing it down. It starts to slow your brain down and actually allows you to see all of the really good work that you did that day. What it does also is it allows your brain to say, wow, I did a lot of good work today, and I deserve to shut down and go spend time with my family. So that is step number 3. Step number 4, this last step, is taking another 5 minutes to just calm your body. Now, I am not, to be honest, a huge meditator, right? Because I am always so geared kind of in being productive. But I know that those days that I spend the 5 minutes to get my body prepared for what is to come next is really helpful. I'm usually in this fight or flight mode kind of all day, right? Just kind of go, like getting things done. That's not how I want to be when I'm with my family in the evenings. So maybe meditation is not your thing. Fine. Take 5 minutes and like dance it out. Listen to a fun song, right? Journal about who you want to be on the other side of this transition and how you want to show up. As the mom, as the wife, as the daughter, like who do you really want to show up as? What kind of energy do you want to bring to the rest of your day? And just spend 5 minutes kind of getting your body and your mind in that place. So that's step number 4. So these 4 steps are designed to transition yourself and allow yourself to feel good about that, putting your workday to bed so that you can really focus on those important people and those important connections that you want to create, that are not work related. So just to summarize, this transition process is based on 4 easy steps. Step number 1, decide your quitting time. Step number 2, physically shut down your work tools. Step number 3, write down your wins and accomplishments for the day. And step number 4, spend 5 minutes getting yourself, your mind and body, prepared for that rest of the evening. So thanks for joining me. Give it a try. I'd love to hear how it turns out for you. And feel free to comment below. Or if you want to chat with me personally to help, to allow me to help you create your own transition process, feel free to book a free balance breakthrough call with me on motherhoodbalance.com under the services tab. Thanks, everyone.